healing grows.
Going to go on the record, the matter of the state of Michigan versus James Mitchell, 232242. And Detective Sergeant, I'm sorry, also, well, 232082 A, B, and C, which is the city of Wyandotte versus James Mitchell, as well as 232063, city of Wyandotte versus James Mitchell. And so Detective Sergeant Grote, your name is to the felony, please.
Detective Sergeant Ken Grote.
All right, please raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, and you may proceed on the warrant.
Friday, October 13th, 2023, approximately 5:35 p.m., Officer Carpo was in the area of 4th and Mulberry in the city of Wyandotte. Officer Carpo was driving a fully marked Wyandotte police car when she saw a tan Ford F-150 fail to stop for the stop sign at northbound 4th and Mulberry. Officer Carpo attempted to make a traffic stop at 4th and Cedar, but the vehicle failed to stop and continued northbound on 4th. Officer Carpo activated all emergency lights and siren and pursued the vehicle northbound on 4th. The vehicle ran the red light at 4th and 4th Avenue, turned westbound on 4th Avenue, driving over the curb in front of the PLAV. The vehicle continued westbound on 4th Avenue at speeds about 20 miles an hour, then turned northbound on 6th, westbound on Davis before stopping. Officer Sardowski and Barwig arrived to assist with Officer Carpo, and the driver, later identified as Mr. Mitchell, refused to exit the vehicle or unlock the driver's door. Officer Carpo attempted to break the glass, but while doing so, she sustained several small cuts to her hand. Once officers got the door open from the vehicle, and where he continued to resist officers by pulling away and refusing to be handcuffed. Once Mitchell was secured, he was placed in the back of car 7-2. Lien showed that Mr. Mitchell's driver's license is canceled. Mr. Mitchell is currently on probation out of 3rd Circuit Court for second-degree arson. His CCH also includes fleeing with loot out of Wayne County in 2003, felony stalking conviction 2004 out of Wayne County, 2013 felony stalking out of Wayne County, and felony arson out of Wayne County in 2022.
All right, the court will indicate upon examination of the complaining witness, I find the offenses charged or committed, there's probable cause to believe defendant committed those offenses. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke, appearing on behalf of my client. At this time, we consent to the matter being heard via Zoom. As to the arraignment, we wait formal reading. My client stands mute.
All right, thank you. And sir, your name for the record, please.
James A. Mitchell.
Okay, are you unable to stand up, sir?
I'm not very comfortable right now.
You're not very comfortable right now?
I had surgeries and I've had scar tissues removed from a very private area.
So you have medical reasons as to why you cannot stand up right now?
Yeah, I have really bladder issues and control issues
Okay,
and nerve
All right.
damage.
okay. Sir, you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one to represent you. And you had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today, correct?
Yes.
You have the right to be presumed. I'm sorry, sir. Please let me.
A personal bond, if possible.
Sir, please stop talking. Let me advise you of your rights. Okay, please? You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or a jury. Sir,
I'm standing.
Sir,
Step back here.
if you're
Can I bring
indicating
it
that you're not
here?
comfortable,
No. James,
if you're,
Here, I can't hear you.
turn it up.
okay. All right, we'll turn it up, sir.
This isn't Burger King.
Okay. Sir, you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court will appoint one to represent you. And you had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today, correct?
I did not have a fully chance to understand the attorney.
You did not fully understand the attorney.
No, I did not.
So, counsel, I'm going to go off the record and put the two of you back into a breakout room because Mr. Mitchell didn't understand everything. So let's go off the record. In the matter of James Mitchell, 232242. And Mr. Mitchell is present, Mr. Shemke is still present. So Mr. Mitchell, you had an opportunity to go into a breakout room again with your attorney, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand that you do have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. Do you understand that?
Yep.
And you also understand that you have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. Do you
Yeah,
understand that, right?
I'd rather not.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear what you said, sir.
I'm not sure I understood it. I think I picked up on something.
You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. You also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights?
Yeah, it can incriminate me.
Correct. All right. The court has also signed a petition for court-appointed attorney for felony matters. The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf on the felony matter. Schedule this matter for probable cause conference on October 26th. And Detective Sergeant Grote as to bond for Mr. Mitchell.
Your Honor, this is the third negative contact we've had with Mr. Mitchell in the past month. With his criminal history, his actions are getting more violent. We're gonna ask for $100,000 cash.
Can I get 10% of that? I don't have that much money.
Sir, let your attorney make his argument, please. And so counsel adds to bond.
Your Honor, my client respectfully requested consideration for a personal bond. However, if that were not to be amendable, we'd ask for a 10% provision or cash surety. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. And so Mr. Mitchell is currently on probation for second-degree arson. Detective Sergeant Grote, I said that this was here out of this court, but for some reason, I don't remember that.
Yes, Your Honor. There's a female companion of his. He tried to burn her house down at
That was here.
North Line and 5th Street in the city of Wyandotte. He caught the front porch on fire.
They made me confess to something that I really didn't do.
I do. I recall that now. Okay.
I only said what they wanted me to say at that time.
Well, sir, you have the right to not have to have a trial, and you chose not to exercise that right. So, and there was a resisting and obstructing from September 15th that is pending in this matter, as well as a failure to display a couple of days before that. Okay, so the court will note that Mr. Mitchell is currently on probation in the Third Circuit Court. Mr. Mitchell has a concerning criminal history. He has prior convictions for one of the charges by which he is charged with, specifically of fleeing and eluding and assault, actually both charges, assaulting and resisting an officer. And the allegations are that Mr. Mitchell was operating a motor vehicle whereby he does not have a valid license to either be operating a motor vehicle.
Yeah, that's why I got the vehicle to try to get around town to get my personal physical needs met, ma'am.
Sir, you are not allowed to drive a motor vehicle. You don't have that privilege. That's a privilege in the state of Michigan. You don't have that privilege.
Okay. That privilege was stripped from me.
I'm sorry?
That was stripped from me.
What was strict or stripped?
Privilege to drive was stripped from me, I feel.
Right. Privilege of driving was removed, was taken away for you. Correct. All right. The court will state again, based on the nature of the charges in this matter, the fact that Mr. Mitchell is currently on probation for arson out of the Third Circuit Court, and he has prior convictions for the matters that he's charged with today. The court does find that a $100,000 cash bond is appropriate. The court will also note that the court has concerns for the safety of the public, given that Mr. Mitchell continues to operate a motor vehicle, as he has 2 pending misdemeanor matters as well. In the event that you do postpone, sir, you're not to possess and consume alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And you are to have a GPS tethered.
I'm going back to jail.
You're to have a GPS tethered through the Wayne County Jail.
Yeah, back to jail, Dickerson, our Wayne, our Wayne County, right?
Well, yes, that's where Wayne County is located. They have a couple different locations. The court's going to also note that on the matters of the city of Wyandotte versus James Mitchell, which are 232082 A, B, and C, and 232063, counsel, what would you like to do with the arraignment on those matters?
A formal reading, my client stands mute.
For we the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purpose of the arraignment, and we'll schedule these matters for pretrial on
Back to jail, I know the school.
October 31st, which counsel
That's why
you
they're
are
not
actually
taking
here.
dollars. I'm a citizen of Wyandotte, and my tax dollars are in jeopardy. And they would block it off now. Because they don't want to hear it.
Or I'm not sure what you're saying.
Yeah, it's my tax dollars are working for you, Judge. I am a resident. Do
Okay,
you understand that?
that you live in the city of Wyandotte?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then that means that we have your current information. I'm sorry, counsel, you indicated to wait the formal reading on both of these matters, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's my probation officer at when she needed to be needed? I think her name was E. Brown or something like that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I think her name was E. Brown,
Who's E. Brown?
the probation officer.
Okay. All right, and so on these misdemeanor matters, the court's going to indicate a $5,000 10% bond on both cases. In the event you post bond, GPS Heather to the Wayne County Jail. And no driving, sir.
So $500 cash, so $500 bond.
Each of your misdemeanors, so that's $1,000 total, plus your $100,000 cash bond on your felony matter.
$1,000 cash bond.
$100,000 cash bond.
So what is the total? So what is the total 10% of everything?
$100,000 and $1,000.
I can't post that because I don't have that kind of money.
Okay, well then we will make sure we see you on October 31st and that the community will be safe at this point for the next 14 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Back to jail, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Because you guys can.
Come on.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 10343, State of Texas versus Elisa Marie Herrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense?
Lindsay Shaw for Ms. Herrera.
And are you Ms. Herrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Elisa Marie Herrera who's placed on community supervision and cause number 2022 CR 10343 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on December 20th, 2022 for a term of 8 years? Is that you? All right, I'm gonna need you to make sure you speak up.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
State?
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Elisa Marie Herrera, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, March, and April 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's true.
Your Honor, our state waives all the violations.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, there's not. The state's going to recommend 4 years TDC.
And Judge, I'll first start off by saying Ms. Herrera has written a letter to Your Honor. She wanted Your Honor to read that letter. And
Any
then,
objection to the court reading the letter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I have read the letter.
so Judge, Ms. Herrera comes here today, not with excuses. She understands that it's a mistake to not have reported. But she has explanations. She'll tell the court that she has been gainfully employed for 7 months. She's a waitress at the Cameron Palado Seafood and Grill. She has a 3-month-old daughter with her husband. And she also recently learned through her husband's brother that her husband has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And again, back to, she understands there's no excuse for why she didn't report. However, she explained to me that a month before she began this probation in September of 22, she was present in a house where 2 of her friends were murdered in front of her. I think the charges, as far as what happened with whoever did that to her friends, has gone unresolved. But because of that, she suffers from PTSD, and that was a reason why she struggled to report to probation, why she struggled to do what she's supposed to do. She's tried to better herself by having gainful employment. She's had a daughter, and she's just asking this court to give her another chance at some form of terms of probation that would allow her to be released from prison or from jail and do some sort of, what we're asking is for outpatient treatment with whatever kind of conditions and classes the court would want to order her to do. She's made it abundantly clear to me that she would be willing to have a GPS monitor. And she would like a chance to prove to this court that even though she's made mistakes by not reporting, she would like a second chance to get out of jail, be with her 3-month-old daughter, and be supportive of her husband.
All right.
So we're asking that you deny the state's motion and give her an opportunity to have some form of outpatient treatment with whatever classes the court feels is appropriate.
All right. I have some questions. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. So during this time frame where you said you were in a house and your friends were murdered,
Yes, ma'am.
was your daughter born?
No.
So you were pregnant?
Yes,
All right.
that's why I got the PTSD. It made me more crazier because we were just hanging out and it happened right there at the Washington Courts Hotel. I was visiting my friend. His name's Robbie Jackson, and they came and knocked on his door after we were just eating, and they literally just shot him right in front of me. He died in my arms
Now, why were you at that hotel?
because I was visiting him.
And where was your husband?
My husband wasn't here at that time. He was in Washington. He's from Washington, DC.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
So how often were you using while you were not reporting?
I wasn't using that.
I find that hard to believe. And let me just tell you why I find that hard to believe. And I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yes, ma'am.
The whole outpatient thing, I'm not going to allow that if I continue you, because I had already tried intensive outpatient treatment with you.
Yes, ma'am.
What have you done on probation that would warrant me continuing you on probation? Have you done anything?
No, ma'am.
Why
That's
not?
I'm asking for reinstatement
No. Why have you done nothing?
because it messed me up so to the point where I didn't even want to come outside my house.
When did this happen?
It happened in September 29th of last year.
So,
Before my probation,
all right.
right before I got on it. Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you say anything to probation that you have, this issue going on? Because in this court,
Yes, ma'am.
your attorney will tell you, the state will tell you. I always ask people, what is it you need? Do you need anything?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said nothing, because if you would have said something, we would have done something.
Yes, ma'am. It's because they made it seem like it was a robbery gone wrong. And to this day, they haven't found the person that had.
No,
killed
I'm
and
talking, what does that have to do?
It just messed me up. I'm sorry.
No, but why didn't you
I know it was.
tell us that? I mean, we don't have crystal balls. We can't read
No, I know. I understand.
and discover what's going on in people's life.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Any questions?
None for the state.
Probation,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are you recommending?
We would recommend felony drug court with SATA. You could do a felony drug court referral and then SATA 120 to 180 days, followed by the aftercare.
All right. So here are your choices.
Okay.
I think you have a drug problem. I know you have a drug problem because I wouldn't have ordered what I ordered if you did not have a drug problem. We have a 3-month-old involved. And I have to look at things globally, state. And if I were to send her to prison for 4 years, she will be out. That 3-year-old would still be in a vulnerable state because the 3-year-old would at most maybe be 2 or 3 years old. having someone who has a drug problem, who now is telling me she has mental health problems as well, looking at after the child, and being around people who would be in a situation, which I'm not blaming the complainant, but it's odd that you're at a hotel with some friends. The father of your child is from Washington. Somebody just knocks on a hotel room door and comes in and shoots, you say, two of your friends, but they do not shoot you.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
didn't
odd.
understand either.
No, that
It-
means that there may be something else going on that should not have been going on at the hotel. Your friends, are they from San Antonio?
Yes, ma'am. It happened right there at the Washington court on
So-
Commerce, West Commerce.
That's what I'm saying. You have two friends who are from San Antonio who are at a hotel. You're at a hotel with them.
Yes.
Somebody knocks on the door and they kill your two friends, but they do nothing with you.
How do you think I saw?
No, I mean, I want you to
No,
see
I
where I'm going with
understand.
this.
No, I don't get it. either
Here's
at
the
all.
thing. That means that there was something going on at that hotel room, possibly, that should not be going on. Because there's no way somebody's knocking at a door
I
of a
don't know.
hotel room where your two friends who are from San Antonio are living at the hotel, and you're visiting them. There's something else going on. And I'm not going to do a lot of unpacking of that situation. I could, but I'm not, because maybe there's a pending case somewhere. So I'll deny the motion. I'm finding violation of condition number 4 true. I'm going to alter and amend conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then probation. We can try SATF. And if SATF doesn't accept her, she's going to safety. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So that includes your 3-month-old. You're going to need to make sure that there's somebody there who is responsible. And you're supposed to be residing with your mother.
Yes, ma'am. My mom lives right there in Athens, Texas. That's why. So I moved over here to San Antonio, Texas.
She's to reside with her mother when she leaves here. You're going to be residing with your mother if your mother allows it.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And if you would have been in Athens, Texas, like you were supposed to be, you probably wouldn't have been in this situation. Your mother has rules for you. You need to follow those. Do you understand?
Yes.
And we're going to order parenting classes. All right. Is there anything else you need from this court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. And Bashan, go ahead and do a mental health evaluation as well. All right. From here on out, you better start doing better. Otherwise, you're looking at 8 years in prison and your child will see you when they're 8. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you. All right. Where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the last time we were here in court, we were discussing the fact that we still needed a DD 214
Mhm.
in regards to move forward with any type of evaluation that you requested of us for him to potentially move to California.
Mhm.
At that time, Mr. Christman told me that his uncle may have had it, his dad. And there's a few family members had it, and you gave him until today to email me that hard copy of a DD 214. I've checked in with it a couple times. As of this morning, I still do not have a copy of the DD 214. And as of this morning, he also told me he does not have a copy himself.
All right. Where is it?
Well, it burned up 2 years ago, so that's the only copy I had. And I was unable to get it from me and my family. But when we were last, I know that I did mention to you about getting, doing the, not through them, but through like a different, like private one. And I did find one in California and one here that specializes.
No. Here's my question. My question is, have you turned over the documents to them?
No, I said, no, man.
So-
Burned in the fire and can't get access to it.
All right. So burned in the fire. So what you're telling me, and if I'm incorrect, just correct me. I'm not going to take it as a sign of disrespect. So what you're telling me, if somebody has been in the military and their documents are burned, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like you were never in the military. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Once something burns to the ground, the military doesn't have anything and you can't get anything from the military.
Well, there's a lot of troops out there that don't have their benefits and have had issues like this.
No. I'm talking about you specifically. So what you're telling me is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I ask you this because I will tell you in my family, I would say out of all the male members of my family, only 2 have not been in the military. So what you're telling me is if you have documents from the military and they get burned, you're just out of luck. These documents don't exist.
Well, I never used benefits, never planned on it, and never needed it. So. to me,
Well, I will tell you
I don't know
this.
how to gain access to it either.
I have a problem with you. I'm being told that you're testing positive for alcohol. So I'm going to help you.
Well, that's why I have the drug and alcohol program here, and I found a treatment program in California, especially in alcohol.
Well, I'm going to help you out here. I'm not allowing you to transfer to California until you get me the military documents. So that will help you.
Yes.
And probation, he's going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days. So if you wish to transfer to California, then you bring me proof that you were in the military.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yeah.
So until I have that proof, you're not being allowed to transfer.
Okay.
All right. So we'll alter and amend. Do we have a motion to revoke heard on him, Ms. Abrams? Does he need to have the motion heard?
No, Your Honor, it's not one of these files.
All right. So we're going to alter and amend. You're going to do 90 sober meetings in 90 days, and you're going to provide medical proof to probation for your use of oxygen. You understand?
Absolutely.
Probation, when do you want medical documentation of his issues?
By the end of the week, there.
All right. And who are you receiving health care through?
It's through Aetna. Aetna?
All right. Do you go to the VA or no?
No.
Have you ever been to the VA?
No.
All right. So you're going to have to provide proof of your medical issues to probation by the end of this week. So that's by October 20th. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because my concern is sometimes you have an oxygen tank, sometimes you don't. I don't know what's going on with you. So we're coming back on October 20th, and you need to have that information to probation. And your transfer to California is denied. So if you truly wish to go to California, bring me the military information. And if you do not have military information, or if you were never in the military, let the court know, and I'll consider something else.
Gotta figure out how to get hold of it.
I'm sorry?
Gotta figure out how to get hold of it.
Oh, it's easy. It's government. They will have your documents somewhere.
This is the VA records. Every document. Same place that we're talking about. Go to the VA records of how you work. You'll be in.
Could you all do me a favor? Because I know you all have said you told him where to get his records.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you
we have-
write something down and
Yes,
hand
ma'am.
it to him?
And there's no record, Your Honor, of him ever serving in the military.
No, I understand that.
We'll
But
write something down.
Write something down
Yes,
for
ma'am.
him so you will have exactly where you need to go. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we have assisted him in obtaining his records, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Yes, you wanted to approach Mr. Crispin?
Yes, ma'am. The last time I'm here, you said I could do the other programs, enrolling in them, and that would satisfy, everything as well. So, and I have one step in California that's an inpatient,
Okay, here's the thing. Take California out of your mind,
and I don't know, because you don't have,
because you're not going to California until I get proof that you were in the military.
well, and what if I can't get the proof?
Then you're not going to California.
So you were saying something about the essay recovery here.
Yeah, to do an outpatient here.
No, inpatient.
Well, it doesn't allow me to work or bring any kind of income in.
No, you have to do inpatient if you want to do essay recovery here. It will be so simple for you to get your military documents.
I guess as you're making it to the simplest road, I just don't understand why last time you said it was okay to do it that way, and now you're taking it back, requiring this information.
What I don't understand is why can you not get your military records? What I don't understand is why is Veterans Treatment Court telling me that they have no proof that you were ever in the military? I don't understand this. I don't understand why you're telling me your military paperwork has burned. So therefore there's on this planet Earth, nobody has any military documents for you that you were ever in the military. What I'm telling you is what you're telling me is similar to if my bar card burns to the ground and I can't prove that I'm an attorney. You're telling me there is no government agency
There's
that would have proof that you were in the military.
thousands of troops that can't get their information, can't get
All
back.
right. So-
First interview, went to the VA, a person never wanted benefits
Mhm.
or anything like that. Because the way they treat the troops and everything like that, I had my own money.
Okay, so
And I
I
worked
want
hard
you
for
to, I want you to hear me because I'm internalizing what you're saying. This is what I want you to hear me. You are not going to California until you provide me proof that you've been into the military. And you are to provide them by Friday, your medical documentation that you are on oxygen.
That's fine.
And the reason why is because some days you're walking up the stairs, you have no oxygen with you.
But
Then
one
other
time
days,
I ran out
you
of
don't.
oxygen.
So that's where we are.
One time, and I ran out last time because I ran out of
Okay.
oxygen.
All right.
Thanks so much.
So you give me that information, then the court will make a decision on whether or not you can go to California. And I will explain it to you clearly. You want to go to California, you're telling me you have all of these resources there or not? Because you say you're in the military, but everybody else is telling me you were never in the military.
Then you're telling me that thousands of troops that can't find their information either and get benefits.
I don't have
Okay.
thousands of troops before me. I just have you.
Well, yes, it's an inherent problem. No, I haven't been
So-
looking for it.
That's where we are.
I just don't understand why you're putting a contingency on that.
Mhm. Well, I mean, I've told you, I can't tell you anything else. So that's where we are.
So Judge, we amended conditions for 90 sober support meetings in 90 days and for him to provide medical documentation for the oxygen and so forth by this coming Friday.
Mhm.
We have a reset warrant for this Friday.
Yes,
He's coming back here to court
yes,
to provide the DD 214 and the medical documentation. Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay, what would you like, just so that I'm clear
Mhm.
in regards to his in or outpatient treatment? that's
Inpatient
supposed to start here? Okay, and we want to wait until after Friday for that inpatient treatment to begin.
yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll see you Friday. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Will you hand me my screen box?
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs the drink.